Hi everyone. So today we will discuss about today we will discuss about method overloading in Java. It's also called compile time polymorphism. We will also discuss why it's called compile time polymorphism. Okay. So first let's understand what is method overloading. Now try to split these two words. Okay. First is method. Second is overloading. Now method means simple term. You already know that in Java in a class we can have methods, right? Like addition, subtraction, multiply, other methods. Okay. So this is just you can say just a block of code to execute in a class. Okay. And overloading is you can say overloading when we overload a single method. Overload a single method. Now how we will overload? Now how? Okay. So that means in a class we can have multiple methods with same name. Okay. Now let's suppose we have to add two numbers. We have to build some application in which in a class we have to add two numbers 10 plus 20, and so let's write the method for that. Okay, we will write like this: addition integer a comma integer b. Now let's suppose we have this method in class and it's returning a plus b. So what this method will does is it will accept two arguments. First is integer, second is also integer, and it will return sum of these two elements. So let's call this method addition 10 comma 20, and so it will give you the sum of two numbers. Okay, this is simple method. Okay, let me show you by practically how this method works. Then we will discuss what is overloading and how overloading works. So we will click on create a new Java project, and here I will enter name as practice or something. Yeah. So this is my new project, name is practice. So click on source folder, right click, new class. So I will name it as overload test. Okay. Now let's this is just simple class. First of all, let's create a main method. Okay. So in this class we will overload two methods. So let me first add one method to add two numbers. Public static int addition integer a comma integer b. Now this method is returning sum of two numbers. So let me write return a plus b. Okay, so we have to call this method from main method. So we will call here, name of method is addition, so we will copy addition. Now this method accepts two arguments. First argument is of type integer, second is also type integer. So we need to pass two integer arguments here. Let's suppose I am passing 10 comma 50. Now see that this method is accepting two arguments, integer a comma integer b. So that means it's accepting 10 comma 15. And after accepting the arguments, this method is adding these numbers. Okay, a plus b is 25, and after addition, this method is returning 25. So we have to assign this value to some other variable. Okay, and now we got this sum in this sum variable. We can print this value here. Okay, let's run this program. So it will give you 25. Here, have a look. So it's giving you 25 in the console window. Okay, so this is just simple addition method to add two numbers. Here we are not doing any overloading. Now we will do. Okay, so this is just a simple method to add two numbers of type integer. Clear? Now you have seen that this method is adding two numbers, 10 comma 15. Now let's suppose in our application, in our class, we have to add more than two elements. Okay, let's suppose right now we are performing this operation. Okay, but I want to perform this operation. I want to add another number. So can I use this method? No, because right now this method is accepting only two arguments, but in this case I have to pass three arguments, 10 comma 15 comma 20, right? So in that case we can use the same method name, because this is just denoting operation. Like in the first addition, we are just adding two numbers, 10 and 15. Similarly, in the second case, we are adding three numbers. So we need to use the same name for another method to add three numbers. So what we will do, we will copy this method and paste here. Okay, now see that it's giving us error. Can you see this area? Yeah, it's showing red line. So have a look what it's saying. It's saying duplicate method addition in type overload test. What it means is we are having two methods with the same name, addition and addition, but we can have multiple methods with the same name, but there are some conditions. Okay, conditions are, first, or you can say method overloading properties. Their argument count should be different. Okay, here see that in both the methods we are having same number of arguments. Okay, in case type is same. So only condition is method signature should be different. Method signature should be different. Here see that right now in the first method we are having a method name addition, and we are passing two arguments, integer comma integer. In the second method again we are using method name addition, and we are passing integer comma integer. Now if we have to fix this issue, how can we do that? So our requirement is, in the first call we have to add two numbers, 10 comma 15, and in the second case we have to add three numbers, 10 comma 15 comma 20. So we will pass another argument here. Okay, now see that error got removed. We are not able to see any code error here. Okay, so this is called method signature. This is called method signature. So type of these arguments and number of arguments. Type of arguments plus number of arguments and their sequence of data type. Okay, so maybe you have heard a lot about method signature while reading about method overloading. So this is called method signature. So the only condition for overloading is you can have same name for methods, but the condition is method signature should be different. Here method signature should be different. Okay, should be different. Now how it can be different? How it can be different? That can via number of arguments. If we are in both the methods, argument is not same. Method 1 is having 2 arguments, method 2 is having 3 arguments, like that. Okay, and second is type of arguments. If number of arguments is same, then type should be different. Okay, so we have already discussed the first case when we have different number of arguments. Like in the first method we are having 2 arguments, and in the second method we are having 3 arguments, integer a, comma integer b, integer c. So in the first method we are passing 2 arguments, and in the second method we are passing 3 arguments. Clear? So this is the first condition is this one, number of arguments. Okay, so if number of arguments is different, it's fine, it will work. We can overload these methods. Now we will discuss the second case. Second case is this one. Let me mark this as a comment. If number of argument is same, if I moved c from here, integer c, now see that number of argument is same in both the methods. First method we are having 2 arguments, integer a, comma integer b, and in the second method we are having 2 arguments, integer a, comma integer b, right? So what it's saying is type should be different. Okay, now type means this data type. Okay, this one type should be different. Now if I change it to change it to float, now let's suppose we can have 2 conditions. We have to add 10 plus 15, and we have to add something like this one, 10.5, or you can say 20.5. So if we have to add floating numbers, so we have to change the return type here. Okay, now see that it's not giving us error. So we have to change data type here. Okay, so this type should be different, is this type, this one, method argument type. Okay, not a return type. This is your method return type, integer float. Now guys, note one thing. Most of the times freshers are not aware about this return type. Okay, in method overloading there is no role of return type. No role of return type of method. No role of return type of method. This return type, integer or float, has no role of doesn't play any role in method overloading. Okay, sometimes people got confused, like if we are using integer a here and integer a here, so method signature is same, right? Integer a comma integer b, integer a comma integer b. But if we change their return type, like in one method we are having integer, in a second method we are having float, so it will allow us to overload, but it will not work. Okay, so there is no role of return type in method overloading. Whether you use same return type or different return type, return type doesn't play any role in method overloading. Okay, only this thing works. Okay, name of method, this is name of method, and these are the arguments of method, or it's also called method signature. So either these number of arguments should be different if you want to overload two methods, like this one. Okay, number of arguments should be different, like one method is having 2 arguments and second method is having 3 arguments. Or if number of argument is same, like in this case integer a comma integer b, integer a comma integer b, right? In both the methods we are having same number of arguments, and that's why it's showing us that error. So in this case, what the solution is, their argument type should be different. Okay, so in first method we are using integer a comma integer b. In second method we are again using integer a comma integer b. Let me change it to float a float b, and we have to change the return type as well. Now see that it's not showing us any error. Now let's see the output. Here in addition method we are passing integer values, so is calling first method integer a comma integer b. Now if we call this float sum2 is equal to addition, if we pass here 10.5, or you can say 30.2, okay, so we need to put f here. Okay, in when we pass float constant values, we need to append f in the end. Okay, so now let's print this value sum2. Now understand this method will call first addition method with integer arguments, and this method will call second addition method with float arguments. Let me show you by running it, or we can press run. Yeah, see the output. So in the first method is calling addition method with arguments 10 comma 15, so it will be calling first addition method, and it's printing a sum of 25, right? 25. And in the second method it's calling the second and in this line is calling addition method with the float values. Okay, so it will call this method, and it's returning us sum of float values. It is a plus b 40.7. Clear? So this is the basic idea about method overloading, and the only guys, please, again I'm saying that note that in method overloading, return type of method, like this is the return type of your method, just after static, this integer or float doesn't play any role in method overloading. Okay, whether you change it or keep it same for methods, you just have to take care of these two conditions. Okay, in your method, in your two methods, first thing is your method name should be different. Like if your method name is same, like in both our method we are using addition, right? So if your method name is same, then we are performing overloading. Now another condition is number of arguments should be different. Okay, like one method is having 2 arguments and second method is having 3 arguments, so it will work. Now there can be condition when we have same number of arguments, like in this method we are having 2 arguments here, and in the second method as well we are having 2 arguments, right? But in this case their type should be different. So in this case we are having different type. In the first method we are having integer arguments, in the second method we are having float arguments. Okay, so these are the only 2 conditions in method overloading. Either number of arguments should be different, you can say either number of arguments should be different, or if number of argument is same, their type should be different. Okay guys, so that's a little idea about method overloading. Please go through this, and if you guys have any question or doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for the day. Bye guys.